Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. The brother Abba Shah Yahweh, WFI NYC, coming back at you with a quick video. First and foremost, let me give all glory and honor to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Mamalak Yahweh Shah. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah is his son's name, right? Let me do a quick video about doing the work. Being husbandmen, getting into that vineyard. The work that the Lord has placed upon all men. The Bible says, unto you, O men, I call. So you got to gird up your loins. You literally got to be a watchman for your people. You have to go out. You have to be a servant. They said the greatest among you shall be the servants. Why shall you be the servants? You have to go out and you have to labor for everyone that is not, on the level that the Most High put you on. He gave you knowledge and wisdom and understanding for a reason, not just to hold on to it, right? You can't sit there and learn something and then you have it in your mind and you just be slothful with it. You'll be basically that'll make you a hypocrite, because you were searching for the knowledge and the Most High applied it to you. Now you have people searching for knowledge, but you won't apply it to them. That's a hypocrite, right? But let me get this first verse to kick it off, because like I say, whenever we do things over the internet, we have to be mindful that Esau's still in control of it, right? So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1. It say, finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified even as it is with you. So we got to pray that the Most High always let the word have free course over these devices, over the internet, because at any moment Esau could shut it down, right? So let's get straight into it. Let's go to Isaiah 5 from the top, right? Go to Isaiah 5 from the top. The book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 1. It say, now I will sing unto my beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. Now, who is this beloved? That well-beloved. That's the Most High. He has a vineyard, right? And he said it's on a very fruitful hill. So this hill is supposed to bring much fruit. This vineyard is supposed to bring and produce much fruit, right? Continuing on. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with a choice vine. What is that choice vine? Right? That choice vine is Yahushua, right? And I'll prove that. I'll prove that next. It say, and built a tower in the midst of it. Who is the tower that's in the midst of this vineyard? Didn't David say, the Most High is my strong tower? Right? Multiple occasions you'll hear him say, the Lord is my tower. The Lord is my strong tower. Right? It says, and also made a wine press therein. Now, what is the wine press for? The wine press is for the grapes that is ready to produce wine, or the juices thereof of the fruit, right? To get crushed, right? It says, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. So he said, I made it so it could bring the sweet savor of grapes. You know how you get some grapes? You get a cluster of grapes, right? You got the grapes that's was real crispy, real juicy. You bite into it, the flavor bursts into your mouth, right? But then you also got what? The grapes that's soft, they starting to raisin up. They kind of sour, they kind of bitter. That's what the Lord's saying. I planted to bring forth grapes, but they brought forth wild grapes, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, but it's some grapes or it's some type of fruits like that grow on trees that's actually poisonous, right? But let me get to the who this vine is and that the Lord placed. Let's go to John 15 to prove the vine is Yahushua. This is the book of John chapter 15, start from the top. It say, and I am the true vine. This is Yahushua talking, right? So that vine that's in that vineyard is Yahushua. It said, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. So who is that vineyard? The Most High's, right? The Most High has that vineyard, and he placed Yahweh within that, which is the true vine, right? But why did he place him now as the true vine? Verse 2, every branch in me, Yahweh shall say, every branch that comes off of this true vine that's in me, right? It says, that bringeth not fruit. So we're talking about the people who do not produce fruit in Yahweh Shai, right? Now, it says that vineyard was in a very fruitful hill. So which means it's supposed to bring forth fruit. But he says, the branches that is in me that does not, what's like it? Every branch that's in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. So the Most High would take them away from Yahweh Shai, right? Why? Because he say, these are they that you gave me out of the world. So if he gave Yahweh Shai you out of the world, but you're not producing fruit, guess what he's going to do? He's going to take you away. This is our job as husbandmen to prune the trees and everything. But who's the ultimate husbandman? The Most High. You think he's going to let the choice vine be sitting up there, and he has a withered branch sitting up there, and he's not going to chop it off? He's going to get rid of that. So therefore, it could come back right, and another branch could start sprouting, and then that branch sprout and it start growing fruit. Guess what? He literally created a different branch to bring fruit. This is the pruning process, right? Continuing on, it says, "And every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it." What is that purging? In other verses, it says we're tried in the fire, as gold is, to be refined as silver, right? We would be made we'll be made better than the gold of Uphaz, or Ophir, Salakia. We'll be made better than the gold of Ophir. I don't even know what Ophir is, right? But you hear about Solomon getting gold from Ophir, and they say this is the best gold, right? But the Most High, when he purges us, we become better than that gold, right? It said, bring forth more fruit. And that's the point. We're supposed to bring forth fruit, not just regular fruit. We're supposed to bring up fruit in abundance, right? Let's go to the book of Mark, right? Let's go to the book of Mark. The book of Mark, chapter 12. The book of Mark, chapter 12, starting from the top. It says, and he began to speak a parable, right? A certain man planted a vineyard and set a hedge about it and digged a place, for the wine fat and built a tower, right? Isn't this the same thing that he says in Isaiah? The Most High, he built a vineyard. He literally set a wall round about it, and he placed in it a wine fat. What is the wine fat? That wine press, right? And built a tower, which is the Most High. Now check this out. It say, and he let it out to husbandmen. Who is them husbandmen that he let the vineyard out to? Us, the men that go out on the highways and the hedges and the byways, right? And compel our people to come back into the marriage. And what is coming back into the marriage? Coming back in to be a branch on that true vine, which is Yahweh Shai, right? Continuing on. It says, and went into a far country. So after he lent it out to us, he said, you know what? I'm going to go take my rest. The Most High always been taking his rest. He said, you know what? I'm going to bring people in. I'm lending my vineyard out to these husbandmen. I'm trusting them, right? That's why when Yahweh Shai come back and he's looking for that talent, and you're the one that sat and put it in the ground, guess what he's going to do? He's going to cut you off. And that's layman. That's simplest terms. We don't know what the Lord going to do. Lord might twist your body up like a damn pretzel. You wicked ass servant. I told you, bring forth fruits. We never know what the Lord going to do with us. You have to fear that. That's why the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Right? Continuing on. Verse 2. And at the season, he sent to the husbandmen a servant. What is he doing? He said he sent forth to the husbandmen a servant. Right? I'm going to finish the verse out and I'm going to get what that means. It said that he might receive from the husbandmen the fruit of the vineyard. What is the fruit of that vineyard? Let's go to Malachi. Right? Let's go to Malachi, chapter 2, right? This is simple. There we go. Malachi chapter 2, right? Because it says he sent to the husbandmen a servant to the husbandmen, right? So let's see what that means. This is Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. It said, the priest's lips shall keep knowledge. They shall seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Most High. So the vineyard is what? You're telling somebody. The pruning process of the vineyard, the snipping of the bad branches, right? The tilling of the ground, right? The laying of new soil, the sod, and all this stuff is what? You preaching the law, statutes, commandments. You're preaching repentance, right? You bringing your people back to the fold. You're connecting them back to Yahushua. So what is that seeking? What is that servant coming to seek from the husbandman? The law, the right way, the right path. The Lord said, you know what? Go and check and see what they're preaching. Go and check and receive that doctrine. Go and get from them that fruit that I told them to get, right? That's what I told them to be talking about. What I told them to till the ground with, go and get it from them, right? So when he sent that servant, he was seeking the law at their lips, right? Let's go to 1 Peter, right? 1 Peter 3 and 15. The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15. But sanctify the Lord in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope. And what is that hope? Salvation, right? They're asking you a question, how I get salvation, right? And we know the classic. Somebody literally came to the Lord and asked him, how do I get eternal life? And he told them what? They came and literally sought the law at his lips. And what he said, you know, keep the commandments, right? Continuing on. It says, of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. So you answer that question with meekness and fear. What do you mean with meekness and fear? With meekness, you got to be humble. You can't be all arrogant. Oh, brother, you don't know that damn question. Man, it's simple, man. Keep the damn commandments, bro. You can't answer like that. Where's your humbleness in that? What, because the Most High chose you first? Because the Most High bestowed His Spirit upon you before He bestowed His Spirit upon the other man? You can't be arrogant. You can't be proud about it. You understand? You have to walk uprightly. Show me the account, right? With Peter, John, James, Paul, Bartholomew, Barnabas, right? Saul. I'm not Saul, Salakia. Mattathias, and so on and so forth. All these different apostles, and even the prophets. Show me when it was arrogant towards their people when they come up humbly asking them, how do I get this? How do I do that? You have to be like our forefathers, bro. On the right-hand side. You can't be arrogant in this thing. The Lord will wipe His knowledge away from your ass like it ain't nothing. The Lord don't need us. You always have to be humble, right? Let's go back to Mark. Let's go back to Mark. Go back to Mark 12th chapter. All right, come on. Book of Mark, chapter 12, pick up at 3. Right? Actually, I finished this up. Come on. It says, and they caught him. This going back to the vineyard. The servant came to the husbandmen, right? And trying to get of the fruit of the vine, the vineyard, right? Verse 3. And they caught him and beat him and sent him away empty. Now, what does that mean? They caught him and beat him. Put it in the terms of we're literally trying to keep the vineyard for the Lord. We're literally here to serve people. We're here to till the ground, teach the law, bring them back in, plant their roots back into the vineyard of the Lord, right? So what does it mean they caught him and beat him? They caught him and beat him. They was being arrogant. They was beating him, right? Beating him with the word, beat him the wrong way. We're supposed to buffet our body with the word, but you don't sit there and you don't beat your brother with the damn Bible. Just It says a person I'm just roughly paraphrasing. A person that get rebuked often, he literally turns his way away. He turns his face away from the Lord. So they were just sitting there, bashing them, beating them bad, right? To the point he turned around and he didn't even receive the word. That's what it means he left empty. He didn't even receive the word because they wanted to condemn him so bad, right? Continuing on. It says, and again, he sent unto them another servant, and at him they casted stones. What does it mean they casted stones? I'm gonna just use the one the parable that, not the parable, but the account that literally comes to mind when you hear this. They casted stones at him. Oh, you sinning like that? Oh, everybody took up a stone, right, and cast it at him. What that means? Everybody seen what faults he was doing and ridiculed him for it. But then Yahweh shall say, he without sin let him cast the first stone, right? But these men ain't think about that like that. And what did the Lord say? The same way you judge a man, you're going to be judged in that same way if you're doing that same sin, right? It don't say you can't judge. It's saying, judge not, lest you be judged. That means if you're doing the same sin, right? If you're getting on a man about homosexuality, right? Yeah, maybe you're not in homosexuality, but guess what? You're a whoremonger. Is both of them not lust? Is both of them not literally lewd acts? Because a man that just sleep with a bunch of women, that's a lewd act. You have no intention of marrying this woman. You have no intention of making a household with this woman. You just want to have sex and keep it pushing. That's a lewd act. That's just like having sex with a beast, having sex with another man, a woman having sex with another woman. All these is fornication. All this is lust. So you can't get on somebody and try to condemn them about a sin, and you're in the same thing. You're casting a stone at that person. So he sent another servant, right? And you cast stone. The person cast stones at him, right? Continue on. And wounded him in the head. And what you mean wounded him in the head? Now the man can't get it. Most of the time, head trauma, what happens? Their brain get messed up. So they wounded him in the head. There's a whole parabolic thing right here. You understand? That's why I say he spoke to them a parable. So they wounded him in the head, right? And sent him away shamefully. It's a shamefully handled. So they sent him away shamefully handled. They handled this man in a shameful way. This was worse than David sent the two dudes to the I forgot who he sent them to, but I think it was Moab. They shaved off half of the men's beard and had their ass out. Like for real, they shamefully handled them. And this is why the Lord said we are ambassadors for him, and we cannot offend one of the little ones. A person just coming into this, we cannot offend them. And then we're going to be held accountable for their blood. The Lord is going to get up with us. You are a husbandman. Take this job very seriously, right? Continuing on. And again, he sent another, and they killed him. And many others, right? Many others beating some and killing some. So they sent another one. The Lord sent another one, and they killed him. Then it was many more that came. They beat some of them, and they killed some of them. What is it saying? It's saying they beat some of them with the word to where they didn't want to get it. Now, if a person don't want to get it, and you're beating them so bad, what are you doing ultimately? Ultimately, at the end of the day, you're killing them. Because now they're going to shun the Bible. They're going to shun the words of the Lord. I don't want to hear that shit. You know how many people we hear that on the highways and byways? Oh, that book, y'all, that shit just try to control us. Oh man, I don't want to hear that shit. This is how they talk. Excuse what I'm saying, but this is the blunt truth of it. This is how they feel. Because when they run into some of these camps, some of the brothers, they don't know how to treat them with, with royal talk. Shalom, king. Hey, come here. Let me show you a king, man. Let me show you what a king's supposed to move like. Let me show you what a king's supposed to eat. Right? Now, oh man, your ass in sin, man. You're going to get put to death. You know what I mean? It's certain ways to talk. It says a wise man wins souls. And I know the Lord did not choose. Well, he did. He did choose the foolish of this world. But when he says in Psalms 19:7, it says he makes wise the simple. So he didn't choose. He chose the foolishness, but we're wise now. So we have wisdom. We have to walk and talk like we have that wisdom. We have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. That goes more than just moving around Esau. That's actually to move around your people too. You have to be wise as a serpent. Because you already know how Jake is. You already know how Eve is. So you got to use that to your advantage. But you got to be harmless as dove. You can't cast stones at them. You can't kill them. You're in the vineyard for a reason. You're the worker for a reason. Esau has a saying. It says the customer is always right. If you're the servant, you're the worker in the vineyard. You're the husbandman. You're supposed to cater to the ones who's coming to get your fruit. That's why the Lord said they're going to seek the law at your mouth. You have to move with decorum, right? And teach them the ways of the Most High. Wisely, but harmfully, right? Continuing on. It said, having yet therefore one son, his well-beloved, he sent him also unto them, saying, they will reverence my son. Who is the son he's son? If the vineyard is the Lord, who is that son? Yahushua. Who was the keepers of this vineyard at this time? The scribes and the Pharisees, right? He said for sure they're going to reverence my son. Now the Lord ain't stupid. He knows it's already written. Yahushua had to die. But let's see. It says they will reverence my son. But the husbandmen said amongst themselves, this is the error. Come, let us kill him. The inheritance shall be ours. They said, we take him out. Who's there to take the vineyard? The vineyard is going to be ours then. We got this. Checkmate. Right? It says, and they took him and killed him and cast him out of the vineyard. What shall therefore the Lord of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the husbandmen, and I will give the vineyard to others. So he came and destroyed the husbandmen, right? And gave the vineyard to other ones. Who is them other ones? Us. The ones that's in the vineyard tilling the ground right now. Working to get more fruit in right now. Waiting for someone to come and seek the law at our mouth right now. That's why we study to give an answer. That's why we study to show ourselves approved. That's why we're ready to give an answer at anybody who asks a question with hope and with meekness, roughly paraphrasing, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. Let's get another account of the vineyard. Right? Matthew chapter 10. Right, we're going to start at 8. The book of Matthew chapter 10. Salaki, not 10. Yeah, come on. Oh, Salaki. Bear with me. You gotta just see something real quick. Come. Go to Luke. Right, Luke chapter 13. Go to Luke chapter 13. All right. It's the book of Luke chapter 13. We'll start at 6. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon and found none. Now everybody know this parable, right? The parable of the fruit tree. The fig tree. Now we are those fig trees. Though we are the husbandmen, right? It also says, I see men as trees walking around. So we are considered trees. And they say you should know a tree by their fruit. Now, if a tree don't bear fruit, you're fruitless. What is your purpose? If you're meant to bear fruit, what is your purpose? You're meant to bear fruit. You're a tree. Whatever a tree. It's like around the winter time, right? You might see regular trees, oak trees, or I don't even know what they call them. Like trees, just regular trees. Now you don't see no type of fruit or nothing growing on them. You just see leaves, right? But around wintertime or fall time, what do you see on the ground around them trees? A bunch of damn acorns. Nobody's seen them. Nobody's seen that fruit of that tree, them acorns. But then just drop everywhere in the wintertime. Around the harvest of it. So a bunch of damn acorns. Where the squirrels can gather up their nuts, and then go chill in the damn tree for the winter. It produced its fruit. It did its purpose. So your purpose is to produce whatever fruit it is. Now, in this case, you are the fig tree. And the Most High is coming to seek fruit on you, right? Well, Yahweh is coming to seek fruit on you. Because he's the checker of the vineyard. He's the choice vine. We're just branches. Right? Continuing on. Verse 7. Then said he unto the dressers of the vineyard, behold. Now, the Lord is talking to us. The dressers of the vineyard. Right? But in this purpose, let's just do it like this. In this parable, we are the tree. Right? The Most High is coming to check on our fruit. Right? Now he's talking to Yahweh Shai, who is the keeper of the vineyard. In this parable. Because you're the tree, me and you are the tree. The Lord is the dresser of the vineyard, right? And the Lord, the Most High, he's coming to check in. Where's your fruit? Right? So let's start it again from the top. He spake also, verse 6. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, right? And he came and sought fruit thereon, and found none. Then he said to the dresser of the vineyard of his vineyard, behold, these 3 years I came seeking fruit of this fig tree, and found none. Cut it down. Why cumberest the ground? He said, why is this tree just here? This tree's bearing no fruit. It has no purpose. It don't know what its purpose is. I done gave it some time. Hew it down. Right? Now it says that we have an advocate with the Father. Right? We literally have an advocate with the Father. Right? It says there's one between man and God, the man Christ Jesus, man Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? So this is him in a parable with that verse. He's our advocate, right? So he's coming to Yahweh Shai and he's telling them, why cumberest the ground? Cut it down. Hew it down, right? Verse 8. And he answering and said him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it and dunk it. What does he mean? I'm gonna till the land around it, and I'm gonna put some more manure. Right? I forgot what is it? It's not soil. Fertilizer. I'm gonna put some more fertilizer around it, which is dung, cow dung, right? So he said, I'm gonna till it and I'm gonna dunk it. right? Verse 9. And if it bear fruit, well, if it bear fruit, then it's good. It's doing its job then, right? Shalakia. And what is that? What is that tilling and putting dung on it? That's the Lord. That's the Lord literally doing what? He's putting more knowledge into you. He's pouring more of his spirit into you, right? Because that's what he's doing. He's putting work into you, right? He's literally putting work into you to try to get you to Salakia, to try to get you to bring forth that fruit. He's putting in work to put in work, for you to put in work, right? He said, and if it bear fruit, well. And if not, then after that, thou shalt cut it down. Right? Now, guess what this parable spoke? They don't teach you this in church. But let's see what this parable was told. Verse 10. And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. Why didn't they tell you stuff like this in church? Because you know why? They are those wicked servants in the vineyard. They are the mans that set up to deceive you. That's why the Lord said to Job, the deceiver and the deceived are his. Right? Let's go to Matthew 13. Let's get another. Because this vineyard is something serious, man. We got to take our job serious. The Lord will have you walk around here bugged out. The Lord will have you around here chasing the knowledge that you once had. It's serious. And once you give that knowledge up, we speak to people all the time that has, that was in the faith and dropped out, bro. And what's ridiculous about it is they could try to chase the knowledge all they want to. It ain't coming back. That's how the Most High works. You have tasted the heavenly gift and you have refuted it. Right? Salakia. The book of Matthew chapter 13, starting at 18. Right? Here we go again. Hear ye therefore a parable of the sower. Right? It says, when anyone hear the words of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. And we know what parable this is. We're the ones out there trying to sow the seed. We're literally trying to till the vineyard. Like Yahushua just said with us. He said, damn, I forgot how he said it already. Real quick. He said, I'm going to till it and dung it. The water. He said, I'm going to till it and dung it. So right here, when we're sowing the seed, that's what we're literally doing. We're tilling the ground. Man was made from sand, right? We're tilling the ground and we're dunging it. The dunging is what? The word. The word is the seed, right? So it says, and understand it not. Then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart, in his mind. This is he which receiveth the seed by the wayside. But he that receiveth the seed into the stony place, into a stony heart, right? The same is he that heareth the word and honoring with joy. Salakia. That old English you just got me. Just got to make sure I'm saying the word right real quick. Salakia. Matthew. Yeah, an ani. Come. It's he that receiveth the seed into a stony place, the same is he that heareth the word and ani with joy receiveth it, Yet had he not root in himself, but endured for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended. So this person right here, he received this in the stony place, right? Which means he didn't receive it with all openness. With all openness, if you receive the word, you will know what? You'll start studying. You'll start understanding the word, right? It says, but when persecution, right, and tribulations arise for the word, by and by he is offended. But if you understood the word, start reading the word, Yahweh shall say, I told you these things that you would be not offended. In the book of Sirach says, my son, thou come to serve me, prepare thyself for temptation. Right? And set thy heart aright. And be not hasty, right, in the times of trouble. Because the Lord, it says the Lord, the same Lord that brings diversity, he causes a way to escape. And what's the way to escape? The law, statutes, and commandments. He that doeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing. Right? He that pleases the Lord, even the Lord make his enemies at peace with him. It's plenty of scriptures like this. Right? Let's continue on. Verse 22. He also that receiveth seed among thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choketh the word, and he become unfruitful. So it's some of them that receive the word around thorns. What are these thorns? Paul said, I had a thorn in my side. Right? So Paul dealt with a thorn. What are some thorns? Maybe you got a gambling addiction, right, that you just can't get rid of. Maybe you have a drinking addiction you can't get rid of. Some brothers have a porn addiction they can't get rid of. Some people have a lust that they can't get rid of, right? Some brothers just lie for no reason. They can't stop lying for no reason. That's their thorn. Brothers have vices. They have that weed demon on them. They can't get rid of that, right? These things are thorns in your side, right? But some of these things you can fight. But a thorn you can't get rid of, like Paul. He asked the Lord thrice, right? He asked the Lord 3 times. And the Lord just told him what? My grace is sufficient. Just do your damn job. My grace is sufficient. And what Paul did Paul complain? Did he get offended at the Lord's word? No, he said, you know what? His grace is sufficient. Let me get back to my damn job. Let me continue to work so my 401k plan, that's the kingdom of heaven, a gold crown, a royal throne with an iron scepter and damn nations serving me, I'm going to get back to my job. And that's how we got to be in it. Right? You can't let the cares of this world choke the word out of you, bro. Sometimes I be sitting down and the spirit of depression jumping me, bro. You understand that? It's like you sitting down and the spirit of them just jump on you, bro. Get you down in the spirit. But the Lord say, he that resisted the devil shall flee. Resist the devil and he shall flee. Right? Roughly paraphrasing. So when I get down in the spirit and I'm just sitting there and I'm just thinking, I'm moping, sometimes tears want to well up in my eyes because of the cares of this world. My way to escape is this Bible. My way to escape is the brotherhood. My way to escape is the Lord's feast days. My way to escape is knowing that my damn kingdom this is to come. If I endure to the end, I should have a throne. I should have a mansion. I should have a cattle on 1,000 hills. I should have damn nations serving me. I should be the white man in roots with the whip. And the white man shall be Toby on the damn gallows with his hands hung up. And I'm asking him, what is your name? He say, Chad. Nah, boy. Nah, boy. Your name is Joshua. You're wasted away. Your name is Joshua. You're wasted away. What's your name, boy? I'm Chad. I'm Chad. Your name is Joshua. You're wasted away. Your name is Joshua. You're wasted away. What is your name, boy? I'm a Joshua. I'm a Joshua. This is why I do the work. This is why any brother should do the work. We can't let the cares of this world pull us aside. Paul said, I have ran the race and fought a good fight. Roughly paraphrasing, right? He kept his eyes on the prize. His eyes on the prize is what? The kingdom of heaven. Right? Let's continue on. And became unfruitful. Verse 23. But he that receiveth seed into the good ground, he is that heareth the word and understand it. And he understand what? I got to go through trials. I got to go through tribulations. I got to be able to what? Endure to the end. I got to go through whatever the Lord put me through. This is him that heareth the word and understand. Continuing on. Which also beareth fruit and bringeth fruit. Some 100-fold and 60 and some 30. Another parable he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while he slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Now, what is this parable saying? The Lord has a vineyard, right? The vineyard is literally sowed with good seed. He planted he said, I planted good grapes, but you brought forth wild grapes, right? He also said, I planted you, damn, how he said, but he said you became a degenerate plant. I might have to look that up, bro. Damn, bro. Salakia. Salakia. Let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 2. The book of Jeremiah 2 and 21. Right? It say, yet I had planted thee a noble vine, a holy and right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? So the Lord said, I planted a good plant, right? I planted thee a noble seed, a righteous seed. How are you a degenerate plant? Because while he slept, and the Lord don't sleep, it's just a parable. But while he slept, the enemy sowed within it tares. And that's an evil seed, right? What is that? The people of our people that want to be on the side of these nations. You know, it say all Israel, not Israel, right? These are the things that the Lord say. Now, let's see. Let's continue on. And went his way, verse 26. But when the blades were spring up and brought forth, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou sow good seed in the field? They said, didst not thou sow good seed in the field? From whence then had it tares? And he said unto them, an enemy had done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? So he said, listen, the servants, which is us basically, and this is what we do sometimes. We literally right now be trying to bundle the 2/3 and the 1/3. We like, oh, they 1/3 or they 2/3. You don't know the Lord's plan. None of us know the Lord's plan. We can't deem a person 2/3, and now we're rooting them up. We're literally pulling them up out the ground when they're actually a damn wheat. This is what this parable is saying. We cannot sit there and try to gather up something before the harvest. Yeah, we can make an assumption, but you're not the ultimate husbandman. Yahushua even said that his father is his husbandman. We're just the mediocre husbandman. You know what? You know what that's like? We're the husbandman, but he's the master husbandman. It's just like Psalms 82 says, we are gods, but we're all sons of the Most High God. It's exactly that. Right? So verse 28, right? Verse 28, it says, he said unto them, an enemy had done this. The servants said unto him, wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root also the wheat with them. You root up also the wheat with them. And that's what we have to be careful as. As husbandmen in this thing, we have to really be careful not to root out the wheat with the tares. And this is why he say, no, don't do it. But let's see what let's see what the Lord say. He says, Salaki. He says, let both grow together until harvest. What does he mean, let both grow together until harvest? Yeah, me and this man is Israelite. Me and all these 10 brothers are Israelites, right? You got the wheat and you got the tare. I'm gonna use a better number. It's 3. Oh, it's let me see. It's 12 brothers. Right? You got 12 brothers right here, right? Now by the Lord's word, only 4 of them are wheat. Only 4 of them are wheat. The rest are tares. So a wheat might be hiding behind a tare. And you just ripping up the tares, and also, oh snap, that was a wheat. Now you looking for the master of the vineyard, and if he notices that you poured up a wheat, he's gonna come down on you. He's gonna see to it that you get punished. So that's why he say let them grow together. Because then once they grow, you see the difference between a wheat and you see the difference between the tare. That's the only time you literally see the difference. Once they're at their fullness. And what is the fullness? A brother either preaching the words, his words literally, his conversations are literally the words of this Bible. He's not even trying to force a conversation, but the words come out. This is a wheat. What is the tare? The tare, all his mind is focused on is the world. I got to get a bag. I want to smash some women. I want to smoke some bud. Right? And so on and so forth. You'll see the wheat and the tare after they grow up. That's why he said, let them grow together until harvest. Reading on. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in a bundle and burn them. The Lord say, once this happened, then I'm gonna tell you to gather them and bind them in the bundle and burn them. Right? Let's get this real quick. Let's go back to John 15 real quick. Because after Yahushua say that, right? I did say he's the choice vine and he brings forth more fruit. Let's see what we're going to start. Let's just pick up from 3. Because we read the first 2 verses. Verse 3. John, this is the book of John chapter 15, starting at 3. It say, Now ye are cleansed through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and I in you. As the branches cannot bring forth fruit, which cannot bear its fruit of itself,
except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye cannot do nothing. And we know that that's Philippians 4:13. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us, right? Verse 6. If a man abideth not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and is gathered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. So it's the same thing he's saying right here in Matthew, right? Let's go back to Matthew. It says, he said to the reaper, gather first the tares and bind them in a bundle to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barnyard. So this is the reward. What is the barnyard? The house of the Lord. And that's what we want our reward to be. We want to be in the house of the Lord, right? Let's go to Luke. Yeah, let's go, not Luke. Let's go to Isaiah 5. Let's go back to Isaiah 5 with the Lord's vineyard. Right? And we're going to pick up at 3 right here again. The book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 3. It say, "Oh now," it's like this. "And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it?" He said, what more could I have done in Israel, right? What more could I have done in Israel than I have already did? What more could I have done for my people than choose them, put them above all nations, give them a law that is approved of all, and my love, and my salvation, and my kingdom to come, and my son, with him shedding his blood? What more could I have done for my vineyard? What more do you want? This is what the Lord asking right here. Right? It says, continuing on, "Wherefore, when I look that it should bring forth grapes, brought forth wild grapes." That just goes with Jeremiah 2:21. He planted thee a noble vine, but you're damn degenerates. You're damn degenerates. That's why the Lord said you're impotent children. You're thinkless. You don't think for yourselves. This is another reason why he called us sheeps. We're sheeps that's led to the slaughter. You're imputed children, right? It says, "And now go to, and I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedges thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and be broken down, and break down the walls thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste. It shall be not pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they should not rain upon it." Right? So it says he's going to break down the walls. He's going to take the hedge of protection away from us, right? Not only that, he says it's not going to be no more rain. And what is the rain according to the Bible? The doctrine. He's literally going to take away the doctrine. That's why he had Jeremiah prophesy. I think it's Jeremiah. It might be Ezekiel, where he say, "Make the heart of this people fat." What does he make the heart of his people fat? And their eyes heavy. Their ears heavy. He's telling you, don't let them get the doctrine. He said, at least they see with their eyes and be converted. The Lord literally stopping people from getting the truth. The Lord don't want everybody to get this, because when he chose us and he created us a vineyard, and some of them want to be wild grapes. Some of them want to be a degenerate plant. Right? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to the 29. Isaiah 29. Right? Isaiah 29 and verse 10. Right? Because he said he's going to break down all these things. He's going to break down the walls. He's going to do all this. But yet he set up husbandmen. Right? Check this out. He set up husbandmen to keep the vineyard. So us as husbandmen, you think we don't want to be on our job? We're not going to be on our job? Unless it's some divine, not inspiration. It's some divine, some divine order. Something that's ordained by the Most High. Right? And let's see what the Most High did ordain. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, start at 10. It said, for the Lord has poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. So when he breaks down the vineyard, he literally tear down the walls, and he literally let briars and thorns happen. Briars and thorns come up in it. What is literally happening? He has said, you know what? Stop. It's a famine of the word right now. Close your mouth. He's going to make us like David in front of that king. I forgot what the king name is. He's going to literally make our tongue cleave to the top of our mouth. We can't say nothing. Try to talk with your damn tongue to the top of your mouth. You can't do it. Like, you can't do it. You're going to sound like a damn... Man, Lord forgive me, but you're going to sound like a retard. Like a person who really can't speak. Like, give me... Like, do it. Try to do it. Cleave your tongue to the top of your mouth and try to talk. This is how the Lord is going to make us in that day. So instead of trying to keep doing it, right, we're just going to shut our mouth. We're going to do like Job said. We're going to lay our damn hand over our mouth. Right? Continuing on. Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men will deliver to the learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Right? But it says to the man that is learned. Let's put it in this parable. Right? Let's go back to the parables. They're saying, yo, you don't see the ground messed up. You don't see that the trees ain't bearing fruit. You got to prune the trees. You got to till the ground. You got to drop more seeds. And we're going to be like, yeah, I used to know how to do that, but I don't know how to do it right now. I don't even know, like, I forgot how to use the machines. I forgot how I put the seeds down. I forgot how to prune it. I might cut the branch off. Literally, that's how we're going to be. You're not going to be able to take care of the vineyard, right? Continuing on. Verse 12. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. So they're going to other people, yo, go till the ground. Go prune the trees. Go plant up more seeds, man, so we can continue on. Don't you see how this looks? And they're going to be like, bro, I ain't never do that. I don't know how to do that shit. And that's how Jake going to be. Verse 13, right? Because this is the Lord's doing. Verse 13, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people have drawn near to me with their mouths and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. What is the fear that's taught by the precept of men? Right?
they really don't have no fear. Why? Oh, the Lord gonna forgive you for it. Yeah, you slept with that brother's wife, but the Lord gonna forgive you for it. Yeah, the Lord's done away with, but the tithe is not. Yeah, the Lord gonna forgive me for that. I'm a fat in my pockets with the church's money. The Lord gonna forgive me for that. This is the Lord, the fear of the Lord been taught by the precept of men. Right? Continuing on. Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work amongst this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hidden. So the ones that once had the wisdom and was prudent in their work, it's going to be no more. They will not be wise anymore to till the ground, to plant, to pluck up, right? To watch grow, to hew down, right? They would not know how to harvest. They would not know how to till the ground, to put the right amount of water, to keep the irrigation right. All that knowledge shall be hid. So guess what? Now it's no more fruit. Now it's no more wheat. It's all tares. Right? That's a scary thing. But what you also got to remember is the Lord. Let me pull this. I love this verse. Hopefully this is the right one. It's like, yeah. Come. This is the book of 2nd Esdras. What do I want to start at? Chapter 9. And verse, I'm going to just start at 20. It says, so I could, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it, the cares of this world, right? Because of the devices that they came into it. What is the devices? Damn cell phones, right? Computers, right? Cars, riches, whores, weed, alcohol, so on and so forth. These are the devices that they came in so they could keep you down at a lower state, right? Instead of kings, princesses, right, of the Most High. Right, continuing on. It says, and I saw and said, spare it greatly, and have kept me. Is what he say. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of great people. So the Lord said, I saw it. I've been saw this from the end. From the beginning. I saw the end from the beginning. And I kept me a grape. And a cluster. He said, I kept me a grape of the cluster. And a plant of great people. So the Lord said, you know what? I ain't worried about it. I know what I got still. Yes, stuff is going to perish, but I kept me a grape. And I kept me a plant of great people. So this is what the Lord said after that. He said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. See, what you got to understand, some of these people was born in vain. Even the 2/3 of our people. That's why he said that 2/3 was going to have to get it. You understand? Because they was born in vain. The Lord knows who was born in vain. He knows who he had ordained, predestined from the foundation of the earth. The question is, since he chose you and you are working the vineyard, are you going to continue in righteous works? Or were you destined to start the work and don't finish? Me personally, I pray to the Most High, he don't take me out. Literally the prayer of David, remove not thy Holy Spirit away from me. Right? Created me a clean heart, O Lord. Renew the right spirit within me. We got to have that right spirit within us.
You can't have no folly type spirit in you trying to bring the word to the Most High. You got to preach it in sincerity and truth. You literally got to want to help your people. Right? Continuing on real quick. It said, let my grape be kept and my plant. For with great labor I made it perfect. I'm going to read that again because you got to remember, we are the husbandmen, but the Most High is the husbandmen. Let's hear what he said again. He said, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with much labor I made it perfect. So you telling me the Most High labors to make us perfect? You get what I'm saying? Now, let's go back to us. He poured out the spirit of deep sleep upon us. He removed the knowledge, right? To the point where they're trying to find anybody to till the ground, right? Let's go to Proverbs 24. Listen, this is a beautiful, this right here is a beautiful, right? This right here is a beautiful 4 verses. 5 verses. Kind of 5 verses. That it literally should teach you to get off of your ass. Go do the work. Whether it's work for your house, whether it's work for for your family, doing work that's gonna get you right in your mind, but ultimately it's work for the Lord. Right? But he said, I'm gonna pour upon you the spirit of deep sleep, right? Check this out. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse, I'm start at 30. It say, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns and nettles, had covered the face thereof, and the stone walls thereof was broken down. Don't this sound like what he said in Isaiah? They was gonna break down the walls, thorns and thistles was gonna grow over it, right? Listen to it again, verse 31. Well, I'm gonna start at 30 again. Listen what it says. This is the slothful field. So if he put you in a deep sleep, it's not no type of slothfulness more than that. You're literally laying down on your bed. It says in Proverbs, the slothful, it say as the doorknob turneth, or the door hinge turneth on the door, so does a slothful man on his bed. So if the Lord say, I poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, let's read 30 again. It say, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. You're void of understanding. He said, I'm going to take away the knowledge. Right then, and that's what he said. I'm going to take away the knowledge and of the prudent man. Right? Verse 31. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the faces thereof, and the stone walls thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. He said, I saw it and I considered it well, which means he pondered upon it. He hearkened upon it. He literally looked and said, damn. He literally looked and soaked in it. You have to soak in some type of knowledge. Some knowledge you have to literally sit there and let it soak in. And Solomon said he sat there, he soaked it in like, damn, how did all the thorns get over there? How did the nettles get all over that? Damn, is this what happens when you take some time off? And that's what it's going to say. Because you're going to take some time off. It's not just being slothful. Slothful is not just, oh, I'm taking a 5-day hiatus. No, that's not being slothful. It's going to tell you. Check this out. It said, then I saw and considered it well. It said, I looked upon it and received instructions. He said just by him looking upon it, he had a revelation, or he got instructions of like, yo, don't let this happen. He received commandments just by looking at that. Verse 33, yet a little deep sleep, a little slumber. Slack, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. Slack, yeah, a little folding of the hands to sleep. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. You know, some brothers will pass out like this. Some brothers will pass out like this. Some brothers will pass out like this. That's what he's talking about. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come. Now, poverty we know on a physical level is you low of money, living in the slums and the ghettos. That's what we are, because the Lord made us that way right now. But on a spiritual level, aren't we supposed to be storing up treasures in heaven? So therefore, that poverty is you losing your riches in the kingdom, right? Continuing on. It say as one that travaileth. It says so shall your poverty come as one that travaileth, and they want as an armed man. So your poverty gonna come over you. For you sitting there and you sleeping and you slumbering, right? And you doing all these things. The point is what? The point is do the work. While you still have the knowledge to till the ground, to plant the seeds. Do the work. Be the keeper of the vineyards. And when the Lord send you a servant to eat of that fruit, don't shun them. Let them taste it. Let them taste the fruit of the vineyard. That's what you're here for. The Lord don't need you. The Lord don't need me. The same servant that he's sending to us, he could kill us and put him in our stead. This is what the whole thing is showing us, right? Let's get Matthew 23:13. We get a couple more and wind down, man. Finish it up. Right? The book of Matthew, chapter 23. Chapter 23 and verse 13. Right? Couple more and wind down. Matthew chapter 23 and 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. You shutting up the kingdom of heaven when you don't want to let them taste that heavenly gift. That fruit is not just made for you. That fruit is made for them too. The Lord sent you in there to take care of the vineyard, to give the fruit to them. And how we know the fruit is this word. What was the fruit of the damn tree of good and evil? False doctrines. Eve got a different word spoke to her, brought it to Adam. Adam took it up, and now we in this shit. Give of the fruit of the Lord to them. Give of the fruit of the Lord to these people. If they come to you, you study to give an answer. They come and seek the Lord at your lips, and you give it to them. It says, "Beautiful beautiful are the feet of those that teach the law." Roughly paraphrasing, preach good tidings. And good tidings still is the law. The book is the law. Right? So don't be like the scribes and the Pharisees trying to shut up the kingdom of heaven. by not sharing what the Lord gave you. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Now let's go to Matthew 10 real quick. Matthew 10 and 8. It say, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. This is the point I want. Listen closely. Everyone that's out on the highways and the byways, everybody that's teaching on the internet, everybody that's teaching this truth. Listen with sincerity and truth. Hearken to the Lord's understanding, the Lord's instructions. This verse right here resonate with me the most because I know that I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to know what I know in the Bible. And brothers, and a lot of brothers would agree with me that they know they're not worthy to know what they know in the Bible. So this is the part that we have to listen to. Matthew chapter 10, verse 8, the latter part. Freely you have received, freely you give. What is he talking about? This word. We can't buy this word. We couldn't purchase this word. We bought it without money. We were hungry, and the Lord fed us with his heavenly meal. The bread, the milk, the bread, the water, the wine, the honey. Right? The Lord let us taste the heavenly gift. Freely. There's no amount of money we can pay to the Lord. The Lord said the world is his and the fullness thereof. Right? That's why you had Bar Jesus try to come and buy the damn Holy Spirit. And Peter told his ass, your money perished with you. You can't buy this. It was freely given, so you got to freely give it out. You freely received it, freely you got to give it. Right? So the last two, man. Last two. Revelations. Right? Revelations 22 and verse 14. Right? Everybody knows this. The book of Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and enter into the kingdom, into the gates of the city. And what was one of the commandments? Go out into the highways and the hedges. Go out there and wake your people up. Right? That was one of the commandments. We have to do these commandments with sincerity and with truth. Literally have to live by what the words of the Lord say. Get one more and I'm going to leave with that, bro. Right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 33. And I turn right to the page in verse 17. Right? And this is what all of us got to understand and literally consider. It's like here. Book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 17. It say, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. Right? I'm going to read that again to make it clear. It say, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So we labor for those that seek learning. So them servants that the Lord sending towards us, he's sending them there for a reason, because they seek learning. And he said, you received it freely, so give it freely. You understand? Come on, man. And with that, man, I like to say, call all your how by some of my shit, woman like y'all shy. Do the work. Make sure you're that servant. Not these wicked servants that the Lord put over this wicked ass husbandmen that the Lord put over the vineyards that I just read. But be the vineyard men and the husbandmen that literally study to give the answer to the people, right? So once again, call Allah Yahweh by Shema Mashiach, woman like Yahushua. The water, Abanawa Yahweh for another blessed Shabbat, another blessed word, a blessed understanding. And I hope you brothers and sisters was edified. Shalom.